let us be off.
I'm your blade.
Patricio Curios. Aporane Serves.
Allah, Swa, down. Be there, Ordos. Va, Riti.
Hey, okay. Let's get over the quest with this dwarf dude so that I can throw him out of the party. The lock is familiar. These locks are used by monster traders in Katapesh, who want to ensure the most powerful beasts stay in the cages. Can't be forced, but one delicate twist of a knife and done. A hunt is a clash between the hunter's cunning and the shrewdness of the prey. When the prey expects a trap, the hunter's acumen is put to a test in trying to subvert such expectations. Rightous has proven he understands this fundamental principle. The commander bursts through the front door and freezes. For all the tales about the mansion supposedly becoming a citadel, no one is there to assault unwanted guests. There are no flying arrows, no thrilling battle cries, and the expensive furniture hasn't been turned into makeshift barricades. The commander and her companions carefully examine the luxurious antechamber. There are two doors leading deep into the mansions. One bears a symbol of a mirror, and the other a symbol of a knife. There is a bloody pigeon feather in front of the door, and a note that contains two words: "Welcome, assassin." Succeeded a law religion check. The commander recalls that the bloody feather is a symbol of Shax, the Blood Marquis. This demon lord is famous for luring his victims into labyrinths full of deadly traps. The door slams shut behind her. The commander, I don't know why it gives another, whatever. Let's go into the mirror room. Stepping through the doorway, the commander suddenly feels nauseous and icy chills running across his skin. Her intuition screams that she has just passed through an interplanar portal, and she instantly loses all sense of direction and balance. It seems the room of his mansions occupy different layers of reality, and those portals unite them into an elaborate labyrinth where a single wrong turn is enough to lose one's way entirely. Greed and arrogance are traits inherent to all demons, and the Lord of the Mansion seems eager to prove himself without equal in the indulgence of both these vices. The door leads into a magnificent sitting room. It hasn't been furnished in a manner indicate of tasteful refinement. The lamp reflections sparkle on the gilded furniture. The floor is covered in elaborate mosaics. The shelves are full of expensive trinkets. As if all the luxury wasn't enough, the whole room is reflected back again in the giant mirror that covers the entire ceiling. As soon as the command enters, the mirror's surface ripples, starting to bubble, bulge, and ooze like molasses. It sends its sickly tendrils towards outsiders. A single touch from these appendages pierces the flesh of a superficial, profane rituals. Attempt to break the mirror's powerful blow, or look around and search for cover. Do it or break it. With a furious cry, Sophie strikes the mirror with all her might, and the surface shatters with a deafening clang. The shards fall down, smashing into tiny fragments on impact. By right, the trophies from the battlefield belong to the victor. The commander invokes that right and fills her purse with a considerable number of gold trinkets that any merchant would gladly barter for some useful items. There are three doors that lead from the room occupied by the strange cavernous mirror. The commander decides to own one bearing the symbol. More, sure, we are biting people. Everyone makes mistakes. The difference between an amateur and an expert is simply that an expert knows how to hit those mistakes, hide those mistakes in some deep dark hole. It seems the commander has found the place where the Lord of this mansion hides his mistakes. The walls of the room are splattered with blood up to the ceiling, and the floor is shaped like a funnel. There's a stand for steel poles with bloody hooks at their ends. Gravediggers use such poles to drag dead plague victims onto the corpse cart. With a sudden click, the stone floor turns to ice, causing the commander to slip and slide down toward the giant gap at the center of the room, where it is now possible to discern a maw. It is a giant round mouth with hundreds of long, sharp teeth, a massive throat, and staggeringly foul odor of hundreds of decaying corpses. This maw is a gigantic corpse eater which gorges itself on the results of failed and unsuccessful experiments. Run away, climb up the slippery slopes, decide to fight the monster looking for its most vulnerable spot. Right, we got the 47 perception. Might as well super succeed at this. Sophie narrows her eyes and jumps straight toward the gaping maw of the beast. What at first seems to be a suicidal act turns out to be a flawless calculated attack. Sophie delivers a deadly blow to the creature's inner organ, causing something inside to burst with a loud crash. With a chilling shriek, the monster dies, its frightful jaws stop moving forever. Something glimmers faintly within the fallen beast, catching the commander's eyes. The Crusader who's brave enough to dive into the cavernous monster is rewarded with a trinket that must belong to one of the victims. Apparently the trinket was too durable to be chewed up and digested within the monster's stomach. 3 doors. Again. Full moon. The commander enters a magnificent bedroom and ends up knee-deep in a seemingly bottomless pile of soft blankets, fuzzy rugs, and plum feather beds, and other covers of all sorts and shapes. They allure and promise the sweetest dreams if only Sophie would lie down and close her eyes. It's a dangerous temptation. Anyone who allows these fluffy killers to pull them to sleep won't wake up ever again. They crawl over the victim, piling around them, and suffocate and smother them to death. Carving through a feather bed with her blade, the commander sees glistening flesh and thick ichor oozes out of from the rent in the fabric. Yet no book has ever mentioned such strange, bizarre creatures. This is a really weird fetish way to die. Getting smothered to, getting snuggled to death by your bed. The commander can only guess that this is the result of a strange experiment on some predatory swarm organism that disguises itself as something harmless and preys on those it lures, clothes. To carve a path, to start a fire and escape the room. That's pretty fucked up. To find and destroy the leader. You know what, I like setting these guys on fire. The lamp that the commander has torn from the wall explodes and burning drops of oil rain down on the rug, setting them alight in seconds. Soon the entire bedroom is aflame. Rugs and blankets writhe in agony like living creatures. They crack and burst open, spewing hot blood. The sickly sweet smell of charred meat fills the room. Trapped in the terrible fire, Sophie keeps her nerve and discovers a route to safety while avoiding the scorching flames. The blazing sure, we go to 2 doors. Lead from the master bedroom. The commander decides one would rather take a chance behind the one with the blazing fire. The commander finds herself in a long stone passage. No traps are triggered by the careful steps, yet at the end of the passage her vision goes blurry. The illusion of safety falls apart like a house of cards, revealing an endless fiery field, ashen mountains, river of lava, magmatic volcanoes. Hot wind scorches her face. It's not difficult to conclude that this deadly place is an elemental plane of fire. Ash and volcanic rock tremble beneath the commander's feet, but walking on it seems safe enough for now. The only escape route is a distant 3-way arch of rough-hewn stone containing the 3 familiar doors. However, in order to reach it, the commander must find a way past the river of fire in which tiny islets of porous stone are just barely visible. The river spews out tongues of roaring flame that land on the banks and crystallize into dark glass. As a result, both banks of the river have become steep, jagged cliffs of obsidian. Get outside by jumping from islet to cross using rocks scattered around the void place. To walk along the bank looking for a ford, guided by her knowledge of interplanetary travel. It's the only one that we actually are not like just assured to succeed. So if we spot several tiny islets in the river of lava and deftly jumps from one to another, avoiding the scorching caverns of the boiling magma, manages to reach the other side of the fiery river and climbs up the steep slope. After reaching the stone portal, yet she has decided to enter through which. What happens if I go back to the full moon? What used to be luxurious bedroom is now smoldering ruin. There's a neat deep layer of ash on the floor. That's kinda neat, though it has a unique line for. Let's go check out the boiling cauldron. Commander walks into an enormous kitchen. There are massive cauldrons with shiny polished sides, and a tiny green flame flickers within the magical oven. The aroma of delicious spices beckons from the countless cupboards and shelves that line the walls. However, as soon as Commander enters the room, the cauldron's lid fly into the air, blowing off in powerful explosion. A nasty grayish pink slime oozes out of the open cauldron, swelling up like dough. The slime flows down onto the floor, gathering up into a massive clotted cluster, which then begin to crawl toward the commander. I think this is just a fetish mansion. Sophie has never seen or read about such a creature before. Like, first we had the tentacles, then we had the war, then we had the blankets of snuggle death, And now we got a slime ooze monster. Like, come on, guys. It's reasonable to suggest that this was the outcome of a complicated and perverted magic experiment. This cadaver slime was captured in a cave, subject to magical transformation and fed entirely with brain tissue. How the fuck do I figure that much out? Okay. Decide to burn the monster. Search the kitchen for poisonous concoction to use against it. Search the room for a safe escape route. Burn it. We burn everything. So if it decides to use magical sigils controlling the oven to turn the small fire inside into roaring green flames, Sophie hides behind it and lures the slime right into the oven. The monster fails to perceive the threat of fire and crawls inside, so I guess it's not very brainy, instantly beginning to bubble and boil. In a matter of moments, all that remains of the creature is a suffocating stench that still hangs in the air. After meticulously examining the food on the undisturbed shelves, the commander decides to rest. She's taking the opportunity to recuperate and banish her wounds. It is thinking ahead rather than rushing forward rightly that separates able tacticians from those who rashly press on and perish. 2 doors lead from the thing, but guess we're back to the blazing fire. And there's only one option, the rod. The door doesn't budge. The commander forces it open with her raid and enters a small hall where this dangerous expedition first began. The cozy, comfortable setting is in no way hints at the nightmares that await the commander inside the mansion. The door outside is wide open, and through the passageway, dark figures can be seen clutching rams. All of this was nothing but a warm-up. The final decisive battle is still to come. The commander prepares for fight as she steps outside the cursed mansion. Thanks, guys. The leader of the gang of demons is grotesquely disfigured, even by standard of the abyss. A disproportionately large and bloated head rests on a tiny disformed body, covered in bumps and furrows. Like a shriveled walnut, what seems at first to be a mane of hair standing up on the end is revealed to be, at closer inspection, to be the bone needles sticking out from his pale, glistening skin. Where the mouth should be, there is instead a bony plate formed from yellowish teeth that have grown together. It produces out from his torn, lacerated lips. His voice appears to come from a slobbering, undulating hole in his neck just beneath his chin. More bloody lava showing up at my palace. I'm getting tired of these visits. What a freak. Even I feel somewhat conflicted. Would killing this creature be an act of cruelty or mercy? I do not wish to show mercy to scum that set me up. Who are you? The snort of derision escapes from the creature's throat, and he makes a dismissive gesture with his hand, his dirty nails curling into long, thin spirals. You don't even know we've decided to challenge. Let these words herald you imminent death, outsider. I am Rightous, wizard, confidant, and advisor to the Lady in Shadow. I am also known as a vivisector. Quavo smirks, not buzzing to hide his contempt. So many words, yet I simply call you a corpse. Less impressive sounding perhaps, but easy to remember. Why did you put the hit on? Dazzled. The demon hisses in frustration, spite flying from the hole in his neck. Nonsense. Why would I want that idiot dead? What possessed him to think I am the one who put the hit out on him? How dare you pathetic amateurs even think that a scheme of mine would possibly fail? If I truly wanted to kill Darazan, he'd be long gone. But no, I don't give a damn about anyone from that swarm of locusts. I expected such an answer. For some reason, whenever I corner these scoundrels and demand reckoning, none of them are brave enough to own up to their crimes, and they never cry quietly when I slit their throat. Why did you turn your house into a trap? I was expecting assassins, therefore prepared a warm welcome for such guests. I trust you appreciate my vivarium. When I'm finished with you, you'll become a new decoration in my palace, and another test for those who follow you. You will be mine. Some of you will be mindless pets, and some attractive ones. I may use you to meet other needs. Told you he's a weird dude. The monstrous giggles luxuriously, and the sound of shrill and repulsive, like metal against glass. He really is. That really was his fetish mansion. Jesus, my joke got too weird. Did you create the monsters I found in the mansion? The demon chatters with Lee and replies scornfully. You call the monsters, silly girl. What can you possibly know about it? Those are masterpieces of vivisection, impossible creatures conceived not by nature, but born by my scalpel, needle, and magic. They're crudely and clumsily constructed. You lack creative vision and artistic talent. You may have labored over them, but they look like the work of an amateur, not a true master. How dare you! I will chop you to pieces. I will cut your insolent tongue and sew it. I would be interested to see how a truly talented vivisectionist could alter my form. But my body is quite viable. I'm not going to let such a high quality material go to waste in your hands. So what do you think once you're dead? My enemies are many and dangerous. I could spend an eternity guessing, but there's no need for that. Once I've killed you, I will soak your warm little brains in my concoctions and read the names of my enemies, like tea leaves in their wrinkled patterns. And then, I will have a lovely dinner. There's a greedy, predatory gleam in his tiny eyes, buried deep within the folds of his wrinkled flesh. What do you think, Rabel? The dwarf shrugs and said thoughtfully, usually I'm quite capable of detecting lies, but this ugly wretch is impossible to read. And why does it matter anyway? Even if he's not lying, we'd be well to get rid of him. He just tried to kill us in his mansion. Besides, will you ever sleep well knowing that monstrosity is alive somewhere? Your words reek of deceit. The demon cloudy eyes flare with anger, and his smug giggle gives way to a low menacing voice. Soon we shall find out what your tiny, ridiculous, worm-eaten brain smells like. Killer. The dwarf grins ominously, and he looks at the demon. There is no mercy in his eyes. I won't lie, I've been waiting for this moment. Tomorrow morning my reputation will be spotless once again. Sweet dreams. So, funny enough, he's not actually a vivisectionist. Like, he does not have the class vivisectionist. What the fuck's up with that? Because I know it exists. It's in the game. He's probably not going to hit anything. He can do a little bit. Could I give him a heart attack? I could, it wouldn't actually be very difficult, but we can kill him normally. Weirdly enough, this fight is way easier than the fight just outside of his door that was randomly there.
Simply business.
The projection that is of a tall female demon. Unlike many of her kind, she seems trimmer and less stocky in her build. Upon closer examination, you realize that her thinness is the cause of extreme emancipation, which makes her look like a withered tree. The skin on her neck and wrist bear the marks of shackles, and her body is covered in a flaming seal of Baphomet. Lowering her eyes, the demon addresses you quietly. Allow me to congratulate you. The short walk you made of Rightous proves you are a true professional. I'm Harzala, and on the behalf of Assassin's Guild, I congratulate Greyboar on completing his contract. You fulfilled the order we received for Rightous' murder, and therefore you have the right to collect the bounty, even though you are not a guild member. I'm sure you have many questions about what happened. I doubt our guild is hard to find. There's a notice board at its entrance where the assassination contracts are posted. Who are you? Hazala Baphomet's daughter. The projection looks at you in the eye and adds an aggressive whisper. Hazala, not Hasmara. She's my elder sister, but I doubt you're ready to appreciate the true extent of my misfortune. I'm known in Illusionara as assistant and right hand of yours, the head of the Assassin's Guild. Do you know what happened here? I may know a thing or two. We should discuss matters at the Guild, not in public. We're gonna over here as the corpses. Why don't you come and speak to us face to face instead of projections or projecting an illusion? Are you afraid we won't like your answers and we'll make you join Rightous? At the sight of the demon's sour expression, Greyboar gives an aggressive snort. We'll pay you a visit. Thank you for your answer. The bounty awaits. I'm not sure what the reward awaits us, but I truly hope it's a considerable sum of gold and not meager payment served up at the end of the plate. Did he have anything of note? Initiative? Rainfall is good, but I don't know if it's better than what I have. He will need. Oh, Freya already gives me that too, so it's kind of whatever actually. Kinda interesting that Freya gives me a luck bonus, not a divine or whatever. Visit the Assassin's Guild. We haven't found our buddy. I don't think there's another place over there, I hope not. There is shifting here. I kinda hate this map because it's so unobvious. Like, it's not filled out well at all. That is his mansion. This is just that stupid thing that I'm not doing again. Is this Wojif's mansion then? I believe it is. I actually soft locked myself in this place once. Woodtier is waiting for you in the main hall of the mansion. The spikes on his horn, shoulder, and back bulge out violently. He's obviously amused by the immobilized Wojif at his feet. I knew that spawn of Yaxulas would come and gaze at his inheritance. Mistress Hasmara will be pleased when I bring her the shriveled, cowardly little heart. And I take your tiny soft brain from its own skull. What should I do with it? Eat it myself or throw it back into the ditch he crawled out of? Is this really necessary? Couldn't you just kill me with one merciful blow, so I didn't even notice? And then bury my body with honors, or at least just bury me in the ground, you know? Oh hey there, Chief. I guess I should have brought you along with me after all. I overestimated myself a little, just as much. Why do you say you get to destroy Roger if he hasn't done anything? He and the Exodus are all guilty before my mistress by virtue of their very birth. Lady Hasmara, the strongest child of Baphomet, hands down her unworthy brothers and sisters, because she alone stands before the throne of her father, the Lord of the Labyrinth. I will tell you how Yaxulas was killed, you pile of refuse, and the story will be the last thing you ever hear. No one can escape the Mistress Hasmara. Yaxulas tried. At first he settled down here in Alushandara. He thought that the lands of Nauticlia would get it. No one could get him. I found him for my mistress, then he sensed me. He locked himself in this treasure room like a cowardly rat, not wanting to accept his inevitable death. I carved through his henchmen and reached his hiding place. The bones of those who did not have time to flee, crunching beneath my feet. I tore down the doors of the treasure room, pretending to myself that I was ripping apart the pathetic coward, but instead I only found a corpse. Oh my, how the lady was pissed, but the demon eyes squinted suspiciously. I knew something was wrong. The corpse lay in front of me, but I sure felt Yaxulas had escaped. I tortured the servants until they revealed the secret of the moon of the abyss. I made them search every corner, but the moon was gone. How many years I've searched for it, and now I found not only it, but the tiefling as well. Lady Hasmara will reward me when I bring her the horned skull of a deceptive spawn that dishonored the blood of Baphomet. And she will reward me twice when I reveal the escape of that scum, Yaxulas. Is Wojif a descendant of Baphomet himself? Yeah. So you're telling me I'm related to it, Baphomet? How'd that happen? Lord Baphomet conceived many demons, many bastard children unworthy of their father. One of them was Yaxulas, who made his way to Galorian. His blood, and hence the blood of the Baphomet, flows in you, tiefling. Lady Hasmara will destroy all who defy the purity of his blood. Hold on, so does that mean that that when you're telling me about all those tales of actually being a prince from a faraway land, you were actually telling the truth? Looks like it. Go figure. Virgif shakes his head in disbelief. I mean, I thought I was lying, but turns out I was telling the truth without even knowing it. You sure did, Sela grins. I seem to recall you wrangling 10 coins out of me, promising to repay me with heaps of gold once you found your family and got your inheritance. It's time to pay up. The thing is, my family is still alive, kicking, see? Why don't we visit this topic once we are not under threat of slow and painful death? Pretty funny interaction, actually. Why is the moon of the abyss? Ask the tiefling if Yaxulas left the moon for him. He should know the answer. Nobody explained nothing to me. I don't know why it's so important. Why does nobody ever tell me anything? I don't know who this Yaxulas guy is. My grandpa? My great-grandpa? My uncle? What here house was laughter? Stupid tiefling. You don't even know why you're going to die. The demon that caused you to be born will also be the cause of your death. How did you know he was coming here? I was informed that the tiefling I was searching for had set foot in the streets of Lushnara. Where else would he go but to the mansion of an ancestor looking for the treasure? The shadow brought me here. The shadow should have known you were here, because it always protects me from you. Why didn't it warn me this time? Could you just take the moon and leave me and... Nah, I'm not fucking doing that. I want a cut. Oh my god, that is fucking harsh. We were just kidding. Oh, I guess you got it. You tricked me, those eyes. You're not a tiefling. Revenge on Hasmara and her henchman. Hasmara, yeah. A gigantic demonic shadow separated from Wojif and menacingly hangs in the air. At times it seems to grow, as if the atmosphere of the abyss is feeding it and giving it additional strength. Wojif, the voice of the shadow, is deep and low, and it seems to penetrate the mind, enveloping and replacing any thoughts in my ear. Wojif freezes as if under some spell. Grandpa, I mean, Your Honor, I don't know what to call you. I've never had a grandpa like this before. And, no, I always knew it was your shadow. You're my guardian demon, huh? Why not? I always knew I was special. A prince or something, and this is Sheaf. You should get to know each other, Sheaf. This is my grandpa. Pleasure to make the acquaintance of demon word-witted Hasmara. Not even a demon, but a shadow of a demon. You're pathetic. Sure. It's easy to deceive those who do not know what you know. My grandson Wojif discovered this knowledge without my help, and I'm proud of him. He deserved to become my heir, the one who would take my strength and eventually fall off a branch of the family. Now Yaxilus will rise again. That's great and all, Gramps, but I'm not quite following your revenge and you Yaxilus. I want your power, of course, but like you said, it's easier to deceive and all that, right, Chief? What do you want from Wojif, Yaxilus? I want my grandson to accept my power and become my continuation of me. Tell me, Wojif, do you want to ascend to the top of the void and rule it? If we combine my powers with your resourcefulness, the abyss will submit to us, and those who have wronged us will be punished. Are there many such wrongdoers, Wojif? Yes, I see. I know. And every wrong that has been another step leading you to this moment. You have endured everything. You're worthy of great power, my grandson. I'm worthy, yeah, but I don't even do anything. Listen, Grandpa, I understand you've been holed up in the crystal for a long time. So probably don't know me. I just deal here and there, trade a little, and I've never done anything special, you know. Maybe I'm not worthy at all. Maybe you're just wrong. What if later you turn around and say, why did I go and give you that power, you useless idiot? No, I'm not mistaken. I foresaw your birth. I foresaw what you could become here. You're exactly what I need, Wojif. And no one can replace you. How did you survive? Thanks to Aradin, Yaxilus gives a low shaka that rumbles like a distant thunder. I do not know if you remember the time when prophecies were not just heaps of useless words, but I do remember. You see, I'm the son of Baphomet. I don't think you need an explanation of who he is. Baphomet conceived many children, but my sister Hasmara wanted to be the only one. She marked us for death and hunted us down, quite successfully. I did not want to be among her victims. I hid in Alushinara, but I knew it wouldn't last long. In the end, I decided to earn my future. I forewarned is forearmed. I was able to acquire all the knowledge I needed about my future and self. After many rituals, I saw a vision of how I would put a crystal like a dark moon into a silver setting. I spent a long time trying to understand this vision, and finally, bit by bit, a prophecy came to me. I realized that I would have to die in order to live again, that the dark crystal must become my refuge and the receptacle of my power. I must hide my soul in this crystal and wait for my heir to come to the abyss and free me. This crystal is the moon of the abyss, set within a silver mound. I send it to Galorian for my grandson. Do you see, Wojif? I anticipated your birth like no one else. Why did Wojir dislike you so much? Wojir, he wanted to curry favor with his mistress and nothing more, but he cannot deny his intelligence. Hasmara was appeased when he saw my head, but he discovered the truth about the moon of the abyss and almost killed Wojif. Hasmara, that stupid cow, just wanted to destroy our brothers and sisters indiscriminately, but Wojir, his mind was constantly seeking ways to please her, and his desire aided his effort. Well, he did die pursuing his dream of greatness. Demons don't give something for nothing. What do you want? I only have one condition, and it's a very small one. Yaxilus shrinks down to the same size as Wojif. My spirit will enter your body, Wojif. It will hide within you, and just as it did in the crystal, invisible to you and invisible to others. So, sort of you want to take over my body, Wojif looks disappointed. Really, Grandpa? I thought better of you. I'm your grandson, you know. You shouldn't treat your grandkids that way. Just take care of them, put them up with their hinks and stuff, not make them puppets. Life has taught you to be cautious, Wojif. I don't want to take your body, I want to help you. Who were you before you found the moon of the abyss? A pathetic thief of a small town. A coward and a traitor, a boy who was hated by his own mother, driven away from everywhere he went. And now, look, Wojir is dead. Look at the treasure is rightfully yours. And this is just the beginning. You will become the Prince of the Abyss, my grandson. Yaxaver's voice grows lower, more insinuating. As for my living within your body, your success will be my success. I will only give you advice as I did in the Void Wood, and you will be free to choose whether to listen or not. However, I see that words will not satisfy you. Let me show you what you will gain if you agree. You say I've been driven away from everywhere, but the Shiva hasn't chased me off yet. To show her too, since we've got into this together, Chief. Actually, it's fine, forget about it. Do what you want. Show me. Actually, shows no sign of impatience, but his darkness seems to become deeper, more compelling. What a loyal friend you have, Wardriff, but maybe the Chief just wants to guide you every step of your way. Maybe she's just afraid you will become too independent. Wardriff looks at you as if trying to find an answer but turns away. I don't know, Gramps, maybe you're right. But even if the Chief mouths off, even if she doesn't do what I like, she's still the best thing that ever happened to me. At least let her take a look. As you wish. Woodruff begins to grow, his darkness pulsating as it surrounds you until you're completely enveloped and nothing else can be seen. There's only silence, only darkness, a soothing voice. Close your eyes, I will show you what the void will be like when the dark moon of the abyss rises. As the darkness recedes, you realize that you're standing in the deserted streets of Knabas. However, to call it standing is an exaggeration. You are a disembodied spirit. Though your transparent body, you can see walls of the neighboring houses. Next to you is a solemnly dressed old woman with a swollen face, her lips pursed unkindly. When she opens her mouth, you hear the velvet voice of Yaxalis. Observe, Commander. Get back here, you little weasel. Trying to steal from us, you little rat. Demon spawn, I throw you in the wood wound. A boy of 10 runs toward you. As he gets closer, you recognize him as Wardriff. He looks scared and clutches a piece of bread to his chest. Grandma, help me. You said I should take the bread from him. Hide me, Gran. The old woman does not budge. Look at you, Wardriff, small, weak, useless, always blaming others, always holding them responsible for your failures. You're exactly the same as you have always been. A boy who's afraid of the void that he hides behind someone else's back. First your grandmother, then the tieflings, and then the commander. The boy can't hold back his tears anymore. Gran, why don't you ever help me? You're all I have. They beat me, so hide me, please. You will remain this way forever because you're too cowardly and weak to cope on your own. Only I can free you from this fear. Accept me, accept my power and destroy your enemies. Come. Do not hesitate. Yaxev turns to you. Watch, Commander. Once he gets a taste of the power, you will never be able to sway him again. What if you're only lonely child? You do not need the power of demons. You have the power of your own. You're not a lonely child. You want to be worthy of the power of Yaxev and fight back properly. Disgusting. You really are weak and pathetic. Wipe your snotty nose and pull yourself together. Or say nothing. Did we just say nothing for this whole segment? Just let him figure it out on his own. You wanna do that? I like how he teleported me into this realm with just all my furry companions. Guess we will say nothing. Or just pulls himself together, wipes away his tears. The illusion vanishes and becomes an adult again. You're right, I'm a useless coward. Yes, I want your power, it's the only way. When the darkness dissipates, you find yourself in a familiar basement, one that belongs to thieflings. Kamasai and the others stand across from you in a menacing as they did before. Next to Wardriff is you. I thought better of him. And I trusted you. You would never change, Wardriff. I wasn't wrong about you after all, Wardriff. You are a traitor. I took you into the gang because I heard you were a master lockpicker. I warned that you were a traitor, but I didn't listen. I took you on, and for what? You have only endangered the family. But I didn't betray you. I only took what belonged to me, right, Chief? It's your fault that I've been treated Barely. Maybe if you were nicer, I wouldn't have done it. Don't try and fast talk on them. It's useless. Deep down, you wanted your chief to appreciate you, and for the thieflings to love you for who you are, so that they could really become your family. Since your blood relatives never were, but look at yourself, a coward, a thief, a loudmouth, a street rat, and even a demon spawn. We didn't want to accept you. There's nothing in you worthy of interest. Take my power, Wojif, enchant them, and then praise your they will praise your name endlessly. You bask in their adoration. I think if we do continue to say nothing, he's just gonna get mindfucked by this demon. We really aren't worthy of love. Possess power demons to take what you want from life. That's all demons do. Can't make them love you. Try to tell them how much the moon of the abyss means to you. If they understand, remember that I understand. Even if they don't understand, I remember I understand. So if we want to intervene, we probably go one. Otherwise, we keep going with nothing. Well, I wonder what the point is of just insulting him every time. I think we intervene. Wojif nods and takes a step toward Kamsa. His tail twitches. If I could tell you I took the moon of the abyss and stayed with you, I would. But I know I can't. The laws of the family don't work that way. I'm sorry to end it this way, sister. I had a lot of fun with you. You're the best gang I ever had. You were. It doesn't matter if you love me or not. We knew it. You always were a nasty street rat, and you always will be. Huh, what kind of rubbish are you talking, Wojif? The darkness dissipates again, like the last illusion, but this time you're not one Wojif in front of you, but there's not one Wojif in front of you, but two. The second looks like Hasmara, who is before him. He looks like an exact copy of himself, but something in him has changed imperceptibly. His presence is quoted in this greatness, like an aura of darkness that vibrates around him. Now look, Commander. No, don't kill me. Have mercy. You see what my power bestows. Imprisoned in the crystal, I felt how he called to me, how my magic was changing. I can defeat Hasmara, even Baphomet himself. With my power, you can easily crush your enemies, and any crusade will seem like a leisurely stroll. Now come and guide my heir to the right path. Is that what I become if I accept your gift, Grandpa? I do look pretty good. His voice sounds uncertain. Wojif looks back and forth between you and this double. So, we need to decide right now. There won't be another chance. Alright, I have to ask the chief one last time. What do you reckon? Take your power and destroy all Wojif? You can do without him. To win, I need you and all your loyal friends alongside, not to deal with demons. I don't care. Do what you think is best, or say nothing. Decide for me. He's asking me to decide for him, and I'm asking you to decide for me. We're just spiraling this downward now. Thing is, I'm never gonna use him in combat anyway. He's super underleveled. Right, do you have an opinion? I'm just gonna afford to say nothing if there's no other input. What does that mean? Something I don't understand, you chief. You judging me or supporting me? Woodruff shrugs his shoulder with deliberate indifference. Nah, don't say nothing. I've already made my choice. Gramps, I've decided. Woodruff takes the moon of the abyss. Takes off the moon of the abyss. Watches mysterious shimmer in the light one last time. Then, obeying some inner coil, removes the crystal from its setting. Presses it into his chest. Yes, throw away everything human, everything that holds you. Accept the power of the moon of the abyss. Give in to me, Woodruff. Without me, you are nothing. Just a weakling, just a street rat, but together we will win. Woodruff stands motionless for a moment, and then he gives a brief grin. You're out of luck, Gramps. I've taken your power, but I think I will pass on your viable advice. How do you like that? Oh. And Woodruff just went. Interesting. Are we all slowed? I'm slowed. I have to assume these guys are immune to death. It does not actually say they're immune to death. I don't know how that works, but I take it. Oof. This guy's dangerous.
won't falter!
Do you have magic on you? Dude. Fist is better than anything. Yeah, 200. So she must have the mythic thing or something, 'cause she ain't dying for this turn. Shame if we didn't defeat. Ah, yeah, it's this. When the hit points are below 0, the fight stay considered dead forfeit. Okay, but why haven't you died yet? Not sure. He's killing himself. I have no idea if she can die or not.
This condition is irrational.
Yeah, no one's dying. After I counter all upon receiving a total number of attacks equal to the... Yeah, but that should be 0. Strange, because it didn't happen in any other fights before.
Strike with all your might!
Oh well, I mean, it wouldn't have been that tough a fight anyway. I mean, I say that, but I'm actually not sure.
Vision blurring, legs are shaking, peculiar.
He does do decent amount of damage.
Victory was worth the pain.
Well, that's that, I guess. And I was just getting used to having a grandpa. He's not the type who'll teach you how to fish and fill a pipe, you know, but he's alright. Probably even decent for a demon. Not surprising that Gran remembered him well.
But he shakes his head slowly as if waking up from a dream.
But I don't give a damn about either of them. I can't wait. I want to test out my new power, Chief. With you, I'll be sure to find the perfect place to test it and the perfect folk to test it on. Thanks, Chief. You're probably the last mortal I'll ever thank. And the first, probably, too. You're special like that. To me. Kind of my only ally. Yeah, we're allies now.
I think we might have to put him down. What are you going to do?
What now? Madhab Samir won't leave me alone now, will she? She'll find out who knocked off her servant. So I'll have to go and show her what I'm made of. And then go about my own business at home. Here, I mean. I can breathe easier here, Chief. Here, no one's gonna call me a traitor. Because everyone's a traitor. No one's gonna condemn me because no one's in any place to judge. And no need to think about who's sincere because everyone's lying.
Roger slowly unwinds the chain of the Moon of the Abyss, his eyes pensive. There is no longer a crystal, only a crescent-shaped setting remains.
Being around normal people felt like being tossed around in a frying pan, you know? Just trying to save my life by convincing everyone I was a good guy. I'm done with that. I am what I am, a scoundrel and a traitor. So I should be with my kind of people. And I'll be the best of them all. I can promise you that. Until we crush that spawn of Baphomet who keeps causing trouble for me, I'm with you, Chief. After that, if I get bored, I'll leave.
I get out of here for now.
Well, so long to the old family nest. I should really take care of you properly. But it's not time yet. We need to lock you up tight so nobody takes nothing. By the way, that goes for you too, Chief. Having me with you is a reward in itself, and we'll snag a lot of gold together. The treasure in here is all mine and only mine. You hear?
Oof. That's illegal, Woodruff. Wait, I do still need them, so... I don't want to look at your stuff, but... to look at it later. Warwick's just kind of chilling, sleeping. So what, I can't take anything? The stone slab is inscribed with a small Sarkonian runes. The plague reads, "Cursed be the demon that destroyed is. Cursed be a Roli Warlish who opened the way for them. And curse upon you, the demon reading my last words." Statue of a mummified Malith is embodied with intricate details. She almost looks like she's about to move. Statue of fine exquisite workmanship, worthy of decorating the courtyard of a king's castle. Sinister skull, carefully polished and displayed like a fine work of art. The plague reads, "You did not escape the innocular prison, but escorted." The plague reads, "I am a memorial of the Reaper. Touch me to read my tale." The writing of the plague reads, "I am the last of King of Reapers. We were offspring of the gods. We were granted power over life and death. We maintained balance in the universe. At the zenith of our power, we was higher than others. We gazed down upon creation. We were untouchable. But other races united in opposition to our purpose attacked from all sides and slaughtered us until no one was left. As the day rises and night falls, we will move forward to meet our end. I, in memory of my last Reaper King, chained inside the memorial, bear witness to this truth."
Onwards.
So I guess I better be nice and don't steal any of his shit. So I don't know if I say good result. It seemed he was a pure traitor result. I mean, he didn't get demonized, or like he didn't get taken over, but he seemingly got a bit shit so there. Not the result I had last time, so hey, we're having different results for every character. You're just gonna keep getting more extra channels because I don't know what else I want from you. Spellbook level 8. I think this one has pretty... Chanting unholy litany, you reach out with a grasping motion towards the target and cause its heart to leap out of its chest and into your hand. The target with 200 or less HP remains and fails the saving throw instantly dies. The target with 201 or more hit points that fails the saving throw manages to keep the heart from leaping out of its chest, but is staggered for 1 round. Takes 1d4 constitution drain and 1d4 constitution bleed. Regardless of the current hit points, if the target succeeds a fortitude, it's still staggered for 1 round as it feels its heart wrenching within its chest. Now that's a badass spell. This is just a better protection from evil. Much better, but... Probably will not use him much, I'll just give him dodge. So we have one thing in the flash market district area, we have one thing at the bottom. How can I find Zephorian? Who's that? Never heard of anyone by that name, and if anyone had heard of him, they won't be telling you anyway. You might find a beggar in the lower city who is willing to chat with you, but before you find him, you've once through the boots of yours. There's a good that's one good pair of boots. I'd be ashamed if you ruined them. How about you give them to me instead? Maybe a small donation would jog you, man. You know what? Better be on your way now. Don't need no money and no shady deals with you. Don't wanna know what you're looking for. Get lost. Look for that freak you're looking for somewhere else. If you want him that bad, ask around. Maybe someone saw him, but leave me alone. I can't beg with you hanging around. Give me coin, otherwise get lost. Now that's one dedicated beggar. Nice boot strangers, catch a trade. What do you want? Flash markets are closed. There's a damn tree growing there now. You can't buy proper slave now. All of because of her.
Let us be on.
The freedom tree,
Let's move.
in which you can rest under the freedom shade of the freedom tree. Man, I thought this was gonna go easier. Have you heard of look at this stupid Galorian swatting around and pestering everyone with the stupid questions. Can't even beg for arms and peace. What do you want? Are you doing this for laughs? There's no beggar in the lower city you haven't harassed. What is it you wanted to know? Come on, ask or piss off. Freedom fries, yes. Have you heard of the Galorian? Well, maybe the fella with such a name, or maybe there isn't. I don't know, and others don't know either. What's your problem with us? Go ask around the middle city. You can even search for him in Shimara's dark hole for it. I care. Just leave us alone. Do you know where to find him or no? I don't know, and no one else knows either. Just leave us alone. Go ask the man in charge. Maybe he knows where Zephorian Orpheus is. If he doesn't, then no one does. As soon as you see our gang start asking around, our boss never walks by himself. He's always with a crowd. You're not really willing to do this. Why should I tell you anything? Who are you to demand things of me? Just trotting around badgering everyone, getting in the way of good honest begging. The only information I have for you, you could shove your stupid questions. I just had a thought though, how the fuck does begging work in this environment? No one's gonna give you money out of good intention, like, at all. There's no, like, these can't be beggars, they have to be more like hired aides. Which, I mean, would make some degree of sense because of the fact that there was that one, like, pretty much half of them offer you to kill someone for you. Like, they're more like the cheapest form of labor.
March on.
So yes, I know where the guy is, which is why I was here already. But, whatever. Spare coin, stranger. I wonder why they're back for coins. What do you want to buy? Actually, no, I don't want to know. If I find out, I'm sure I will only be upset or angry or disgusted. Among the who among you wishes to earn gold? Wherever takes me to the Zephorian. You look at the. Does anyone here know the Zephorian? Some of the beggars seem to pick up their ears at the word. Noticing that you're looking directly at them, they reluctantly stand. You definitely managed to draw our vacant's attention, but they do not appear to be here to share any useful information. Study their reaction. I'm super perceptive. One of the beggars draws the attention. Despite the pitiful rags covering his scab body, he holds himself a little more erect than the others, and the dirty but obvious expensive ring sparkles in his hand. Unlike the others, he looks at you with without interest or greed, but arrogant indifference. Your leader of the beggars realizes you figured him out, but he continues to examine you with an indifferent look. His tightly pressed lips indicate he will not simply give you the information you seek. We are not gonna succeed at any of this. Politely bow before the leader of the beggar. Would you like to be so kind as to tell me where I can find the foreign? He seems the esteemed leader of the poor lost souls. The beggar holds your gaze for a long moment and scoffs and turns away. Tell me where he is, I can tell you in charge here. If you want your ring back, tell me where I can find the foreign. It's not gonna, both of these gonna be disasters. His expression still blank. The beggar leader answers indifferently. We are first off the street of Lishanara. No one dares touch us. We are poison and parasites. Lay finger on us, and within hours, days, or week, you'll become one of us. When you unclench your fist to reveal your ring, instead you see Marla yellowed with trace of plague in the palm of your hand. The light-fingered vagrant was martyred. You allow himself to contempt and smirk. You shouldn't steal from beggars. You might steer our troubles and poverty. You're completely useless. The beggars, muttering frustration, return to their usual business. Several gobs of spit land at your feet, but they are launched with dexterity you cannot detect who is responsible. Beggar Wu, despite his foul works, behaves like a monarch on a squalid lamb, speaks sternly. If you want to buy information, go to the bad luck. Beggars do not trade in gossip. They don't say anything at all. They merely beg for alms and give others chances to lift them out of poverty. Go away and do not bother us. I failed this both times I've played this game, by the way. Mostly because I have no one to do those super high checks. Wish it was perception. More perception. Really, did I lock myself? I think I did, yeah.
Onwards.
Wait, it's fucking Lan. Fuck are you doing here? Lan, standing with his eyes closed, slumped against the wall, but when he hears your footsteps, he jerks awake and tries to stand up straight. Swaying lightly as he does, he smells strongly of wine and his human cheek is grazed. Sophie, there are so many people roaming about this place, but I can tear your gate apart from thousands of others. To be fair, I do have a giant griffin with me like all the time. Hey, I left a note. I was just going to take care of some things. Oh, you didn't see it? Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Almost back to normal. Are you drunk? No, but I really tried to be. Then again, maybe I was shot in the mark. There's still some terrible sweat here, but it goes straight to the head. But I'm not drunk. I really wanted to get drunk, but I didn't. I'm not. I'm just tired and feeling a little unsteady. Did you get in a fight with someone? You know, I've had a plan to just have a quiet drink, but I forgot that I was surrounded by filthy demons. After what happened, I like them even less than usual. So one thing led to another. What are you doing here? I'm having a good time. Well, trying to. Lan raised his hand in a vague gesture. I'm driving away dark thoughts. Well, what happened was I got in a fight in the tavern and it threw me out. So I'm gonna have a good time here. Maybe I sober up and die of shame. His mouth twisted into a frown. You don't understand, but then maybe you do. But you see, I wanted to impress you. I wanted you to admire me. Not because I'm some kind of hero heartthrob, but because I wanted to show you, get it? To show you that I could be what I could be. So that you could trust me. I wanted to be somebody you can count on. I don't have anything to offer apart from my bow and my dumb jokes, and my life. Lan watches at you, intently with slightly reddened eyes. They are all yours if you want them, but I doubt you do. Not now that I've let you down. I led you to the demon, and when you needed me, all I could do was swallow in a puddle of my own puke. I don't know if you can forgive me for that. I can't even think of myself as a man right now. I can't imagine what you think of me. Even the crap I'm coming out with right now. I hope you don't remember it tomorrow. But just so you know, I'd do anything for you. Anything, even if you don't accept it. If I'd been left incapacitated in battle, would you have thought of any worse of me? I would never turn my back on someone. I care about you just like that. Why don't we go inside the cavern and wipe the floor with all of them? Might make you feel better. Yes, you're completely useless, and your efforts to protect me are laughable. Honestly, this game does kinda beg for just a douchebag playthrough. But honestly, I think we just need to beat everyone up. They deserve it. Lan laughs and shakes his head. Little Lan embarrassed himself in front of the big boys, and now he's brought his big sister back to fight the battle for him. Now I've had enough playing the hero for one day. But thanks for the offer, and for not being angry with me. Let's go get some rest. It's been a tough day, night. It's always dark in this damn place. I would love to take you along, Lan, but sure, Lan, we can kick out that dude. Demon notices Lan, and one good Aye, Budges is furry. You again, tiefling. I told you to piss off and never show your face again. If I want to fight, go outside and fight. I want to eat any more of my furniture. First, I'm a mongrel, not a tiefling. Second, I'm sober and I won't cause any trouble. Third, it was just a stool and I didn't even break it. I just cracked it a little. Pretend I'm not here to stand, and I was standing quietly. And be quiet. Let's see. Let's say we have a deer for now. So what will it be? I'm looking for Zephyron. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I do not. It's not my place to gossip with customers. I'm an innkeeper, not a spy. So buy yourself something to drink and stop wasting my time. I've got special liquor you should try. It's true rarity. 100,000 gold. Okay, I will do it. And the demon's demanding gaze. The liquor is revolting, savoring of rotten meat and mold. Now that is good. But aftertaste is finally tart and pleasant. The demon gives you a short, creaky laugh as if a swarm of crickets had awakened in his lungs. The Thorian, eh? Hardly anyone remembers that name. He was an ambitious son of a bitch, sharp and tenacious, but he was hasty in his attempt to overthrow Nauticlia. Our Lady in Shadow remembered all too well how she was undermined by the demon lord Rightous, so she dead with the Thorian before he could stab her in the back. She ruined him completely. Well, when that lump of bleeding flesh opened its eyes and moaned, we were shocked it was still alive and breathed. That day the Thorian's name was relegated to Luciana's past and forgotten. But I've seen him once or twice among the beggars. He sits at the threshold of the Battle Bliss arena, begging for gold. No one recognizes him. Nauticlia doesn't even break his body. But didn't break his body, but his spirit. Didn't just break his body, but his spirit. So far as I know, he has never tried to take his vengeance on her, and he's plenty of reason to want revenge. Right, that cost me 100,000. Was it you after all? For just 1,000 gold coins, I offer your enemy as if he was a puniest quasi. So, Lan, are you drunk? You are drunk. Or were you sickened? It's not you, is it? Is it you? The vagrant is repulsive even by the standards of the abyss. His lumpy, scarred face makes you think he was put through a meat grinder, then shaped back into semblance of his former body and left to live out his life. His tall, once impressive figure has been shattered, his arms covered in protruding limbs of unset bones that were left to heal improperly. The beggar is clad in many layers of dirt, smelly rags, one onto which hundreds of keys are sewn from a tiny toy box. Keys to a giant cast iron keys to giant cast iron keys that bows the demon's neck almost to the ground. So you're looking for the Thorian. He's long dead, but that doesn't seem to be stopping you. What do you want from a dead man? The Thorian, the master of lies and trickery. I remember fighting him. What do you know about the Neridian Crystals? There's a tale in Lushnara, a tale about a crystal that grants immense power. But what exactly are they, where are they from, and what do they do with the power? No one seems to know. I've seen something like it only once before. I found the crystal in the eyes of Valhalla, and it seemed useless to me. It contained a great deal of power, but it was of no use whatsoever. I meant to give it to my patron, as he would have found a way to use it, but I never had the chance. Some feeble mortal managed to steal the crystal from me. He locked himself in a tower, examined the crystal and studied it. Managed to find some use for it, but he was under Nauticlia's protection, so I never tried to hunt him down. The demon grins unpleasantly. I bet you're thinking I'm just going to tell you the name you seek, and then you can rush off and have a chat with that mage. Not a chance. A mage wasn't a demon. He was a mortal who served Nauticlia's arcane needs back in the day. Kicked the bucket long ago. All that's left of him is a tower in Upper City, locked and protected by magic. Many have tried to get inside in the hopes of stealing something of valuable, but their remains rotted long ago. No one's talking about them now. Ah, but you're curious now. You'd like to have a poke around the tower, wouldn't you? Perhaps you could find something of use in there, yes? The foreign gives you a mocking grin, and then sighs and takes a single key from his rags, handing it to you with a weeping gesture. Take it while I'm still feeling generous. This will open the way into the tower. When I ruled Luciana, I made sure I had a key for every hideout tucked away Nook in the city. You never know when they might come in handy. Here, take this and get lost. No one will throw me a coin with you hanging around. Take a look at the surprisingly selfless demon. Something spiteful and vicious lurks in the depths of the beggar's eyes. He looks like a predator waiting in ambush, or rather, a scavenger waiting impatiently for his prey's agony to finally end so he can enjoy his meal. Whatever his motive, this demon obviously does not wish you well and is already counting down the minutes of your imminent demise. You're just gonna give it to me like that? Yeah, why not? I don't need it. I don't need anything from you except for you to leave. The Isle of Vaska, where is it? The Isle of Vaska, a wild place, an island in Isha, deserted. No one really cared about it. I had a secluded lair there where I kept all sorts of nasty tricks for Nocticular. Anyone who found my den could have made a tidy profit, but not so long ago the island sank unexpectedly. No point trying to look for it anymore. Why are these crystals called Neridian? Who knows, it's a whim of fashion. The thing is, they're not actually Neridian at all. Nerendi is a demon lord, a master of treasure, dungeon and shiny trinkets. If he had crystals as size, I really doubt Nocticular would have been able to kill him all these centuries ago. Back then, they were just called purple crystals. You're lying to me, you're trying to lure me into a trap. The demon's ugly maw breaks into a malicious grin. You probably die there, or maybe you won't, and you find out what Chimera wants. It was Chimera who sent you, right? She's the one who turned me into Nauticular back in the day, and now she wants to topple her mistress and take her place. Just as I once tried. That's why she wants a crystal so much. So be it. Whoever loses this fight, I will be the winner. I savor the outcome. You, Chimera Nauticular, may you all drop dead. Tear each other's throats, strangle each other with your own intestines. You're all scum. I will piss on your corpses as they float in an ocean of blood. Share your knowledge with me. I know a lot about Lucianara and its current rulers. Trust me, staying in power as a city wasn't easy. What would you like to know? Cornelia writes out his wife. The demon responds with fervor, and words positively bursting out from him. Do not trust anyone. Once you ascend high enough, be especially suspicious of unexpected gifts that suddenly start being showered upon you. No one here does anything without reason. A bitter chuckle. The incubus makes an obvious effort to stem the outpouring of hard-won knowledge. What do you think of Lucianara today? It's the same pile of crap it was when I was in charge. Here in the Abyss, everything changes constantly, but nothing really changes at all. War never changes. I could tell you how much better the city was when I ran things, but that would be a lie. Back in my day, it was no different, just as I did Chimera with the crazy lot with an iron fist, subduing them through terror and violence. It doesn't take a genius to do that. Just needs to be absolutely ruthless and have enough power to be able to drown any insolent scum in their own blood. Actually, it can be done by any brainless Discaride who can crush mountains but can't count how many corpses there impaled on their spiky claw. What do you do to fall? I was overly hasty. I had power back then, and it grew every passing day. Lamashtu's badge. I was just a step away from becoming more powerful than Antiquator and toppling her from her throne. Why not? After all, it's exactly how she got where she is now after she took down the toothy old freak. I was about to start my coup, and had even found a powerful patron, Sokam Ben Noth, Nocticular's brother, who had a serious grudge against her. But before I had time to start, that sly mortal mage stole an important thing from me, a thing that could have shifted the balance of power. And then that red-headed little bitch learned about my plans. She turned me into Nocticular, struck before I could. I fell, and the red-headed harlot took my place. Ah, Chimera, I should have strangled you the moment you appeared in the abyss. I'm leaving. Enjoy your walk around Lucianara. I guess we will do his quest before we go to the north. But yeah, that mage is obviously the... I presume we have had the conversation with him. Now I'm pretty sure we had, when he tells you about his past, and at some point he ends up in this city, in the Lucianara. I will say chapter has a benefit by replaying it that I kinda know where the places are, and I mean I still took forever to find them, so you know, relatively speaking. But at least I generally know where the fuck these places are. Because it can be very difficult to... Like this one took me forever to find. You have to have the camera in the exact in the correct location. Our assassin won't work for less. Go hire a couple of thugs in Low City if your pockets are empty. Sup, bro? I don't think we've had much to discuss. You have fulfilled your task. Now those no longer of interest to me. I was supposed to talk to you guys. Like literally, that's what my quest said. Maybe I have to talk to yours. The demon standing before you clearly has a penchant for jewelry. His fingers are covered in rings. Three gold chains encircle his neck, and 4 bejeweled earrings sparkle in each of his ears. However, such exquisite adornments are not enough to hide the fact that he is a hardened warrior and a ruthless killer. His face and hands are covered in long, badly healed scars, and he moves as gracefully as the most skilled swordsman. The demon's lip curled with a satisfied sneer as he greets you loudly. Look who's here. It's the arrogant Galorian who disposed of our poor villagers. He catches your eye and frowns slightly, giving a pointed glance toward his bodyguards. You're not about to do something really stupid and start a massacre here, right? Can we just talk? Not toward the projection. This one thing is yours, isn't it? Hostelaya, this little demoness is one of the most powerful servants. Besides, she's very prestigious to have. It's very prestigious to have a daughter of Baphomet working for you. Yost lances at the horned demon with a mix of condescension and possessiveness. She stares fixedly at the ground. Yes, master, I am your servant. For a fleeting moment you notice a shadow of angry displeasure across her face. A spark of fear flashes on Yost's eyes, like a boy who realizes he has gone too far in testing the patience of his parents. So this is probably a switcheroo. Who are you, the leader of the gang? The demon gives a dignified nod. Yes, I'm part of it. The abyss is full of butcherers and monsterers. So anyone who chooses to be an assassin among the monsters and butcherers commands high level of respect. If they live long enough to make a name for themselves, of course. My guild attracts assassins from many places. No one hires us for simple things like murdering noisy neighbors or cutting the throat of a cheating merchant. As I'm sure you know, it's easier and cheaper to do that yourself, and there's no need to get an assassin involved. No, if someone turns to an assassin, it means the victim is dangerous, cunning and well protected. I've heard a lot about you, yours. You are the head of a highly reputable guild that operates on many planes besides the abyss. Many of my colleagues would consider it an honor to work alongside you, unlike myself. Tell me the truth right now. Yours raises his hands apologetically, wow, I kicked my brain. Apologetically. Several rings glitter in his hands. Fine, fine. I was the one who actually gave Greyboss assignment. I needed to light a little fire underneath this cauldron where so many minions of demon lords are being mixed together. I ordered him to murder the demons in Cannabis, and I put a hit on Darazant. Though that ugly idiot didn't bother me at all, but he was an ugly idiot indeed, and vengeful one to boot. That's why I gave Greyboar a dagger. That was only supposed to wound the Bala, and that's why I was using Valida's name. Why using Valida's name was important. It was a perfect hand of cards. Darazant survived after suffering a painful, humiliating wound by a mortal's hand. No offense, of course. The Bala would simply let that go. The Bala couldn't simply let that go, and so he started a vendetta against Villagers, dragging other Daskarites into it. And that was my goal all along, because Villagers was my real target, a target that was very difficult to reach. Yoss seems to revel in his own cleverness. He smirks and smiles with mock satisfaction. The dwarf gives a grim chuckle and whispers loudly enough to be heard. People like you are why assassins have such a lousy reputation. No respect for agreements. Say nothing. Staying quiet, Commander. I will have a few words to say to this fellow when the time is right. Greyboar mutters darkly. Why do you do all this? For money and power, of course. This was my primary motivation for many years now. Somebody wanted that old wood louse dead. And clever Yoss, has fulfilled their wish, with the expectation of being showered in privileges and treasure. You're getting a share of those privileges and treasure, by the way. I trust you're not going to refuse the reward provided for freelance operatives. Trust me, the sum is considerable. Yost turns his attention to Greyboy and adds, I haven't forgotten about you either. You'll be rewarded in proportion for your truly astonishing lethality. Do we accept the money? Do we just kill everyone here? Or do we say, I don't want your money, go away, biatch? As I'm trying to remember the mortal assassins that faceless lady sent you to. Ah, yes. That was also a setup deal. I remember. They were both hired to kill each other, pretty much. Like, this one is like, he hired an assassin to intentionally botch a job, framing someone completely else and starting a civil war. Kind of crazy. Like, technically for the Crusade it's very good, but I don't. He did not do it for the Crusade's benefit. What do you think we should do? Weibo hasn't given an opinion yet, but this is only for us, I think, because he said that Weibo you'll be rewarded in proportion to your truly amazing lethality. Like, this is specifically to me. He hasn't actually addressed Greyboy yet in the context of this. Personally, I'm leaning towards just not taking the money. Yeah. I don't need your blood money. Yox makes a show of smoothing an invisible wink in his luxurious robes. You'll never be truly rich if you're refusing the money you offered, Galorian. A bad decision. We earned the good. As for you, Greyboy, you've proven your competence. A token of apology. Allow me to offer you membership of the Assassin Guild. Consider it recognition of your talents that you have long desired. I promise you prestige, respect, and truly staggering fees. Of course, I won't demand that you sever your current contract. You may claim your well-deserved place in the guild when it expires. So then, what do you say? Will we be welcoming you to the big league? Greyboy turns to you with very serious expression. His voice is reserved and formal. So, if we are bound by an active agreement, therefore I must consult your opinion on this invitation. I appear to throw in your lot with demons. With a heavy sigh, the dwarf looks straight in your eyes. Is there really much difference between me and them? They are the products of the worst parts of our mortal souls. They are sin incarnate. Many say the same thing about me. I was never a coward, so I'm able to admit that my soul is black and evil. I murder others for money. I will never become a respectable member of society, a friend or a father. But I'm tired of asking forgiveness for what I am. Here I will not be judged for my profession. Greyboy clenches his fist and mutters through his gritted teeth. I'm not a freak or a monster they think me back in Galorian. How dare they hire me to murder their enemies and then despise me for my profession? They treat me different in the Abyss. The demons respect my skills. They would treat me like a professional, not a criminal or blackguard. It's strange you say this, but I don't feel out of place here. Have you ever thought about quitting the business? And become what, a farmer, a butler, or maybe an innkeeper? One of those would tell tales about adventurous youth to drunk patrons. My soul is that of a wanderer and a killer. My art is my only source of pride, and abandoning it will make me useless in my own eyes. Believe me, I already tried to settle it down and find another honest job. Nothing came from it. I will quit my profession only when I'm judged by Pharasma herself. Right, I think this one is the more important decision probably. Like, advise him, it's your decision, or don't even think about joining this scum. 3, 4, or 5. That's why I did never talk to him about his backstory, which I probably should have before doing all of this, but too late. There's so much in this game. But his backstory, if I remember, is actually quite interesting. He had a family once, but he could not stay with them because he wanted to go kill more people. And I think he didn't want to endanger them, which is why he had to leave the family while doing his assassination business. I think it was something like that. An input. My default is to just go 4 on this. We haven't really interacted with her much. It's his own decision. Sophie's kind of whatever. I mean, she understands being a traveling lunatic. That's kind of her job too. But she would never join demons. Fuck those guys. Should I just go 4 or what do you want? Good. It's your decision. Okay, I will start you from one and not so respectfully. Such words make me respect you even more. Believe me, I appreciate your willingness to let the decision be entirely my own. The dwarf does not waste words as he looks at Jaws. Where do I sign? What are you talking about? We're not devils after all. Jaws laughs and claps his hand loudly. Splendid. You had a bright future here, my diminutive yet deadly friend. Jaws gives a bored yawn and there is a nod of finality to his tone. Well, that was a enlightening conversation, but I've no reason why we should see no reason why we should continue. You received the answers and we should probably be on your way. Meanwhile, I should get back to plotting another bloody and violent murder. Have a good day. After a suspicious glance at Yas's direction, Gray returns to you. Indeed, this was an unexpected meeting. If you want to discuss what happened privately, I'm at your service. Don't have time for chat. I must devise a way to plan a kill a certain genie who holed himself up in a flying palace. I've been promised a pile of treasure. What does the outsider want? Get rid of her, Boulder. Blood Moon only speaks to those she fancies. Those will pay her. The brute stares at you silently. His lips remain seared. It's kinda interesting that I don't think there's any other use for this whole room. Maybe some other path, like Mythic or whatever, interacts with it more. Because I mean, obviously the Flash Market had a big interaction with our Mythic path. But other than that, like, I think it's the only time we go there. Kinda cool though, and like, I mean, there's a lot of cool things, but just with the Mythic Path also that any other time I will play through the game, I will look at the Flash Market with a memory of that specific Mythic Path interaction. I will be like, man, I remember that time I butchered everyone here and made a giant tree sprout. It's nice when a game gains more layers of of intrigue or complexity when you replay it. Okay, so she still needs to think. I need to talk to Greybore. Land seems to be okay now. I'm wrong and he's not here. But he should be in there. Come on, don't do this to me again. Where the fuck is this midget?
March on.
There we go. I knew he was in here. Perhaps I should thank you for your help, your system in dealing with Yoss's scheme, even though you didn't need to. I'm grateful for that. Can you explain to me what kind of mess you're involved in? What reputation has been restored? How do you feel? I feel at peace. Now people will think twice before attempting to ruin my good name. I'm grateful for my companions didn't leave me to deal with this by myself, even though they had every right to do so. So while I'm used to working alone, I appreciate a team I can trust. It's good to have someone who got my back. Remember who helped you, you owe me now. Who cares about reputation anyway? People always bragging their tongue. Protecting one's honor is important. I don't think your reputation was worth causing all those deaths. I think at this point we should say, I see. Graber nods respectfully and turns his attention once more. So we killed Villagers for no reason? Well, it depends on how you look at it. He was to blame for the damage to my reputation. Was he to blame for the damage to my reputation? No. Was he an utterly disgusting creature whose face practically begged for me to sink an axe into it? Did he try to kill us with his own manner? Were the creatures we encountered in that manner the most atrocious and perverted things I've ever met? The answer to all those questions is yes. I don't think anyone is going to cry themselves to sleep over his death. Neither should we. Can you explain to me just what kind of mess we got involved into? Graber pauses for a moment, then slowly begins to explain. An anonymous client ordered Yoss, the head of the Assassin's Guild, to kill Villagers. He tried to take the target down several times, but Villagers turned out to be quite a tough nut to crack. Then Yoss gave me an anonymous assignment to kill Darzan and told me that Villagers sends his regards. However, Yoss gave me a weapon that could only wound Darzan, not kill him. He had hoped it would provoke Darzan and make him angry enough to kill Villagers. Of course, you kill Darzan before you even had a chance to do anything else. When Yoss found out about the fact that we were both in the abyss and that we were eager to talk to Villagers, he started to give hints where to find the fellow. We lived up to his expectation and Villagers died. I'm sure you remember what happened next as well as I do. What do you think of your membership? Graber hides a smug smile beneath his beard. I think the position is rightfully belongs to me. This guild is not as infamous as the Red Mantis, the legendary fanatic assassin who perceived the victims as offerings to the god Arkak? The Kek god? I'm just called the Kek god. Or the silent monks of Anathia who guard some kind of secret knowledge and murder anyone who dares to touch it. Sorry. But his name still means something to discerning clients. Alushanara is a crossroads between several different planes. Yoss's assassins walk not only in the Abyss and Galorian, but in many other interesting places. In fact, the fact that I was accepted into the society is undeniable proof of my professionalism. I'm grateful that you did not insist on exclusivity of your contract, but allowed me to reap the benefit of my hard work. I think everything is clear. You've been a good employee, Commander. I'm glad I made the contract. I want to know more about you. I guess I should get through these now. I know what you're asking. How did someone like me end up in these lands? A warrior without kith or kin, or godly blessing, a crusader's mantle. Many of us the same thing. Tell me about your other family. My people don't brook trade with assassins. The family I'm from are honest merchants and loyal worshippers of Tarak, but now they must think I'm dead. They're appalled if they found out how things really stood. The dwarf grows grim and his strong teeth clench, his pyramid cracks. As for my other family, I got one of those too. On my travels I met a woman, fair and kind. For her I laid down my rams and got a house, became a simple city dweller. We had a daughter. We lived like that for a year and a half before the road called me back. I loved her, but that life, it was like I was being buried alive. I was ready to kill myself just to end the torturous meaninglessness. On the road I could cure me of those thoughts, but for some reason only the road could cure me of those thoughts, but for some reason I keep going back to that house I once lived in, to that woman I once loved, to the daughter I don't even really know, who doesn't know me. I watch from afar. I don't have the right to return to their lives. Mora, my daughter. I don't know what she is to me. The biggest mistake of my life was the greatest mark I leave on the void. I'm sorry for you. Sometimes you have to pay for love with suffering or regret. You had a family to take care of and you abandoned them. That's despicable. Keep on whining like that and you lose my respect. But she could have gone traveling with you, couldn't she? Geiber frowns and nods to you. Yes, but I'm not made for family life, nor she for the life on the road. Does that mean I'm the villain? Who brought you to the Woodwound? The dwarf shrugs. There's a lot of good... What brought you to Woodwound? There's a lot of good jobs here, not many competitors. A lot of dangerous demons, and every one of them has gobbled up someone's son, wife, or best friend. And who do they come to for vengeance? To the Crusaders? They're bound up in the orders, and they lack the necessary skills. To the people who hire me, they don't want to reign until the crusade ends, if it ever will. That's where I come in, ready to deliver targeted vengeance today for a generous fee. What's your opinion on the crusade? I'd lie if I said I saw much difference between me and the crusaders. Times now aren't like they were during the first crusade. Nowadays the ranks of crusaders are filled with fugitive opportunists, exiled nobles, fortune hunters, lads who just plain love carnage. And all of them should thank the gods that the Woodwound is still home, otherwise they'd be busy with robbery and murder. When they met me in the street, they'd not be wearing noble scowls, but taking off their hats and addressing me as sir. Don't dare compare crusaders to criminals. They're fighting against demon invasion, but crusaders are guided by their duty. You're right, sometimes I wonder how these fools haven't figured out. Sounds logical, although not many crusaders would agree with you. Yeah, probably the last one. They have the right to do their opinion, just as I do. Tell me about your past. I was born in Daggermark, the city of thieves, murderers, and poisoners. I soldiered for a while, served in the infantry under Jarlok Klovesh. Didn't take it long to realize there are two types of Daggermark soldiers. There's dumb thugs who need to be bossed around, and then there's adventurous lads who use the title to do murder and extortion for hire. You can guess which of the ones I fell in with. I knew the rules of the game, and the wealthy often called on me to solve the problem or get the leg up on the competition. Then I got into quarrel with an officer. I left the service and became an independent contractor. It turns out, outside of Daggermark, there's a lot of fewer specialists who fit my profile. A proper assassin can get paid very well. The job took me all over Avistian before I came here. Could have protected your home and served your people. And you choose to work as assassin. I don't understand you. Good for you leaving the army. Soldiers are the same as assassins. They only work for politicians and they don't get paid. Very true. In Daggermark, they don't make much effort. Of hiding it. You satisfied my curiosity. Tell me about your craft. Like any master of his craft, I can talk for hours about subtleties of my trade and finest work. Or would you prefer to test me yourself? Do you worship any gods? It's my family's way of worshipping to worship Torek, but he's not my god. Many craftsmen venerate Torek. I consider my work a craft, but Torek's priests also say he abhors murder. Either way, I name another god as my patron, Norgobur, the god of dark and unlawful actions. He and we have an understanding. Norgobur Blackfingers is my patron. Unlike many of the other gods, he himself was once mortal, which makes him honest. His teachings are built upon grim truths and of the streets that raised me. Norgobur will not try to fool you. He will never demand you achieve perfection. After all, everyone knows that he is not perfect himself. Norgobur is known as a once mortal god of thievery and assassination. As well as a keeper of secrets, he is called the Reaper of Reputation by some, but he has more insidious titles among worshippers who venerate his other three aspects: Black Fingers, Father Skin, and Grey Master. He remains an enigma to most, and his true motives are unknown. Many of his followers remain ignorant to his plans or designs. Norgobur is the only evil god among the Ascendant. Countless psychopaths and other scum worship him too. Butchers with conducted mass murders call him Father Skinsaw. Bone-headed street vermin thank the Grey Master for a bunch of coin they managed to wrestle from some passerby, and of course, the most despicable of them, those who praise Norgobur as a reaper of reputation, the disgustingly rotten rats, politicians. What's the most important thing in an assassin's work? Rainbow Chuckers. The first rule of an assassin, bring the head back with you. Seriously though, tactics and equipment are what matters. The winner isn't the strongest, but the one who strikes first. As long as that's who's also last. When I get a job, I don't rush into things. Let the victim know they're being hunted. Let them reinforce the guard. Trust no one and fall into paranoia. Only when the victim is exhausted at the end of the tether do I come in to wish them sweet dreams. It might sound funny, but believe me, no one's laughing in that room. Are you haunted by remorse? Not at all. I've met a lot of good people, but many of them had generous prices on their heads. Everyone is a thorn to someone else's side. For some reason, folks imagine the good lads had their right to ruin the lives of the bad ones, not the other way around. But it's only the morals of the majority that determines who's good and who's a villain, and those morals shift every day. I've been to many different places, talked to many different people, and the morals were different everywhere. Killing for good is horrible. How do you sleep? Your words are true self-reproaches for weaklings and cowards. Lord judges and priests should deliver their sentences, not you. Some people have to die, and sooner the better. I'm sure you killed a lot more scumbags than good people. I hear you. Good, unlike many, you don't preach to me about how terrible my craft is. You must value your reputation a great deal. Of course, in my line of work, reputation is everything. It keeps away the random fools who are looking for a fight. And the right people know I can be trusted. Anyone who has no care for their reputation is no better than a frog-eating kobold. There's no doing business with those hacks. The best you can do is use them for a job and then kill them afterwards. Whereas I, a professional with a name, demand respect from a client. Tell me about your best murder. The most different one was a professor of the Clockwood Cathedral in Absalom. The very existence of this wizard mechanic was a secret, and almost nobody knew his face or his name. Hunting him down was a symphony of violence and hard tactics. I had to sneak through the streets, secret underground palace that looked like a wind-up dollhouse put together by a psychopath. No rational mind would have invented such intricate traps, and there were mechanical cutlass spiders everywhere. They nearly took 2 fingers and an ear. The professor was a dangerous bloke. Day and night he wore a deadly mechanism as a sort of armor, which made him look like an 8-legged steam-spewing winged monster. But I became prepared. A Tomb Raider from Erusian had taught me how to avoid the traps. I opened up his armored suit like a lick-toed goblin, with a lick-toed goblin sword. It's not even a sword, more like a giant can opener. They use them to pull fallen knights from the armor to devour later, but I digress. I tore open his armor and saw his true form. Don't ask me what it was. I just say it was very unexpected. The mechanic went berserk and attacked me with incredible force. It was too much for me and I had to flee. The fool thought he had won until he realized I reassembled all the traps into a giant death machine. 2 minutes after I escaped, the palace turned into a cloud of dust. Without his immaculate armor, my mark was sent on his merry way. Well, I suppose he's on a plane of broken golems and music boxes. I have no more questions. You like working for me? After some thought, the dwarf offers a slight smile. Yes, I like you, Commander. You don't keep me from doing what I do. You don't try to preach to me, and you act with precision and confidence. I respect you. You managed to restore your reputation done the good. What about our contract? Do you want to terminate it? The dwarf begins to count his fingers once more time. First, it would have been highly unprofessional to abandon you after you helped me. Second, the war is still in full swing. My departure would have been a source of gossip, which in turn would have damaged my reputation beyond repair. I don't want people to perceive me as a coward who fled from a good fight. Third, I've long since discovered that working for you is profitable in more than ways than one. You're always trying to take down the most dangerous target, and this is a great addition to my trophy list. Okay. We got his stuff done. No, I should probably have talked to Wojif. Where are you at, Woji? Woji. Oh, he's over there also. Woji. Woji, you're not, Chief. What do you want to talk about? What happened in the mansion? You mean my new powers? Don't worry, Chief. I won't use them against you as long as you don't stand in my way. I have plans for the biz. When we are finished with Hasmara and all of the Baphomets, I'm gonna fix up Old Graham's mansion and think about what I wanna do. And now one thing for sure, there's nothing for me on Galorian. I'm here out of respect for you. Woodruff looks away and stares into the distance. You know, Chief, if the wound closes it'd be good, but will we see each other again? The only thing I regret is that we won't be able to get together for a mug of ale and remember our adventure. He shudders. Although I'm definitely gonna live longer than you, every 100 years I make sure to drink something out of an enemy skull in your honor. I want to know more about you. I've already told you plenty. The Thiefling, Kanaba is my family. None of that matters now. I don't want to think about that anymore. Ooh, you cannot go back to his backstory. I won't charge you for looking. But what you can do is give me a bunch of money. Where do you think he gets all his money? No, I need that. In case we run into swarms again. Crimson Banner. While this item is active, all critical hits made by you or against you are automatically confirmed. Whenever wielding Vicious Blade. So just that Crimson Banner that is interesting. Otherwise he doesn't really have anything worth buying. I probably don't need it. That said, those rings I think are better than what I have. Braces of armor. Already have one more. Horse. Oh, horse can get that, but it doesn't do much actually. This horse already has armor. One feet for the horse. Improved well. There was a heavy armor. Let's see what's the benefit of it. Heavy. 6 extra armor. This +3 barding. When severe, +1 natural armor enchantment bonus to AC. And that is amazing. Okay, you get heavy armor then. Does kind of suck because that means the dex will be wasted, but. Yeah, you got nice chunky armor plates. CNT, this is what you look like. This is your persona. +3 method barding. So we went from 4 decks to 1 decks, but right, if he borrows the gold from the local merchant, that's a lot of gold. I think he just gave me almost 1,000,000. Persona. Wow, that sounds... That could be misunderstood. It's my persona. Lan, are you okay? How do you feel after the skirmish? If you mean my health, I'm good as new. If you mean my head, it's empty now, almost back to normal. I've forbidden myself from thinking about the cycle of Kenneth and the Mongols. If I do, I go crazy. Land shuckers. Life is an amazing thing. You try so hard to avoid what you're afraid of, and it gives you exactly what you have always been afraid of being. Exactly that. I've always been afraid of being helpless, and now I'm here, my tribe is somewhere else. It's unclear how if I will find them when I return. Then cast a sidelong look at you. I was afraid of looking weak and stupid in front of a beautiful woman. And of course, that's exactly what happened. He cleared his throat. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that. Well, you know, every cloud has a silver lining. I've been looking for my calling in life, and this crusade, I found it. It's my duty to protect my tribe and show Salamaneth that he has no power over us, no matter what it costs me. Maybe what I do is will have no impact on the wider struggle, and it's not like anyone cares about mongrels, but my fate is bound to my tribe. Lan scoffs. I'm sure Sora will make his cave drawing about it, and I'll be remembered as a very heroic stickman. Do you remember our conversation outside the tavern? Lan cringes and rubs his temple. I wish I would forget, but I wasn't drunk enough. So I remember some of it. I get a headache every time I do though. I'm still embarrassed you saw me like that. I'm guessing it's even worse for you. Did I say anything strange? You were drunk, so I didn't pay any attention. You definitely talked some nonsense. What did he mostly say? You were drunk, I didn't pay that much anything, I didn't really heed. Let's go. Maybe that's for the best. I opened up too much. It's not always good for me or other people. Lan smiles wildly. If I ever get drunk and want to show it to Quion, if you ever get drunk and want to show it to Quion, I'd be there. And then we'd be even. What did Shadow in a Dream call you? That's a long time ago now. Have you ever worked out what a table in a dream means? Not yet. I keep going back there to examine it. It's still a simple one table. What can it possibly signify? It's a mystery. Perhaps I will solve it when we get back to Galorian. It's not a very easy dream here. It's not very easy to dream here in the abyss. Okay. Well, not a lot left to do now. There's something I want to tell you about early sunset. I'd love to get a puppy, but a dragon can't very well get a pet that can't fly. Nah, boring. He's always been a little boring, but I thought he was your friend, so I didn't mind much. All devils are boring. He's the very first devil I've ever seen, but I know that they're all boring and impossible to listen to. Are you worried? How do you feel while we were asking you? How should Evil gives you a long, hard look. I'm going to let you in on a really important secret. Just don't tell anyone. When those demons caught and kidnapped me, I got really scared. I mean, I'm a brave dragon. Really brave. But I still feel scared and lonely. I'm scared too sometimes. Trust me, there's no shame in that. Don't be afraid of anything. Whatever happens, I'll be here to rescue you. Unless I turn into a bug and eat you. If be more careful, you wouldn't have been kidnapped. Don't be scared. Trust me, I'm too sometimes. Ivor's eyes go wide with surprise. Do you get scared, really? Do you get shivers when you're scared? Do you get an itch right in your nose too? I always do. Man, itchy nose must be really annoying for a dragon. But what matters is happy endings. She said it, I didn't. I couldn't have ended any other way. That's what she didn't actually say that, but whatever. What matters is a happy ending. There we go. Then I have to go. We both have to go.
Onwards.
What do you think? Cool. You got the reference.
Let us be off.
Good. Turns out the true feast was the friends we made along the way. Yeah. I could call it now if you want. I don't know how soon is soon. I was trying to get to the end of stuff, but honestly that might still drag out for a while, so. The inscription is written in archaic Avon script. You recognize the word stranger's home. I see you and I implore Callistra. It appears to be some kind of protection spell against thieves, but it lost its power over the years. A corpse of a demon who was not smart enough to avoid a magical trap. The wreckage of what was once a magical golem, judging by the many dents on the remains, it was destroyed in a fierce fight. I have no idea how long those last for. But being he's a level 20 wizard. Probably why. See if you can just force your way through them. Yep. Oof. Dude. Up, not. Okay. But we all have to go through it. Ow. These seem very easy to kill. But yeah, let me tell me when you want me to stop. Like, if you want me to stop now, I can. Trying. Failing. To move. These are very not strong. Well played, thank you. That wasn't even the correct trap.
Inheritor, guide my blade.
Horse, can you do it? No. Did a lot of damage. I will try to get to the end of this tower then. It shouldn't be long. I think, if I remember correctly. It's not a very big section. A very trap heavy section. The inscription once contained a spell of warning. When an intruder appeared, it would let out a chilling howl that raises the alarm. Fortunately, the enchantment is worn off with the passage of time, so the ears have been sparred. The wreckage of what was once a magical golem. Oh, this also moves depending on. Also, you need to. What's the difference?
I'm prepared.
Okay. So that goes back to the first floor, so it just is.
What's that?
I'm trusting you.
Ah, fuck. God, this trap, so. Ouch. Why is these different height? I don't remember. We did activate this, didn't we? Maybe not. I don't get it, but whatever. We did it. The fucking dinosaur, that was great.
Let's move.
I'm glad I was useful to you. It went splendidly.
Though this magic trap is now old and dysfunctional after centuries of disguise, it would once have irrevertibly blinded any thief who gazed upon it. I see. Headband of Rightous training. This +6 wisdom headband allows the wearer to declare perfect strike 5 times more per day if they have that ability. I think we have had this before. Elven notes. Ooh. Within the pedestal, a faint purple glow emanates from a crystal. Its edges are chipped and cracked, suggesting whatever it contained has been forcibly removed. Crystal-shaped hole. So that was a crystal then, yeah.
Please, forgive me.
Okay, there we go. That must be one of the Neridian crystals. The magic has left this once powerful magical seal that protected the premises from the presence of demons. I didn't actually want to rest, but you can rest here. Right, that just leaves the doorway. You see a sturdy door set in a stone arch was the middle of the room. The location seems rather odd, to put it mildly. Attached to the door is a tidy little metal bell with a braided pull. Examine the door, determine any spells cast on it. You see spells enshrouding both the door and the bell. Judging by the nature of the spells, they belong to the conjuration school. Examine the door closely. Ordinary door, judging by the intricate carvings on the door, it's of elvish make. The bell appears quite unremarkable, though the bell pull is covered in ornate pattern. There's nothing unusual about the door other than its location. Ring the bell. The door swings open and an ephemeral form appears in the opening. It looks like a soap bubble. On the other side of the door, you can just make out the hazy interiors of a small trinket-filled room. The typical ambience of a Galorian inn. Clutching the door handle, a skinny figure falls through the soap bubble. The bubble contracts and pops, dissolving into thin air. The door slams shut, cautiously touching the stone floor. The unexpected guest rises slowly to his feet. It seems to be the storyteller, for it is undoubtedly him. Is quite surprised. And he's back. The storyteller's head swivels around in bewilderment, his hands reaching to examine everything around him. Where am I? How did I get here? Who's there? I remember the sound of that breathing. Sophie, is that you? Wow, everyone. First, that one dude knows my footsteps. This guy knows my fucking neckbeard breathing. Wow. Thanks the gods, it's you. Where are you? And if you don't mind asking, what brought you here? I came here looking for information about a purple crystal, but I found you. The storyteller nods with understanding. We're looking for the heart of the tower. Yes, I studied its capabilities here in Illusionara. You must have seen the socket it was placed in. Unfortunately, the details of my research are hidden from me by its plume of oblivion. Perhaps if I laid my hands on such a crystal, I could see something else in my past. Do you know where to get one of these? Do they come from mines or maybe from the bottom of the sea? The elf takes a delicate compass from his bag, the needle of which is slowly but constantly spinning. I sense the power we are looking for. My hands have touched it in the past. In the past I do not remember. I think a little divination will come in handy. I can set this trifle to help you. Explore the caves here. Wait, when you are near the crystal. The compass will let you know. What do you think of Gallifrey ordering me into the abyss? He purses his lips. I'm not a politician or military leader, but I've seen all sorts of in my life. And that's why I have some experience and know different stories. The story I'm watching now, it did not strike a chord with everyone. There are many Dresden who are saddened by your departure from the abyss. There are even some among them who say, though in a whisper, that Gallifrey was envious of the commander's glory and was Gallifrey, I guess, not Gallifrey. That's a different. Gallifrey was envious of a commander's glory and was in a hurry to be rid of her. But most do not think this. The majority praise the Queen and expect her to lead them to new victories over demons. It's quite possible that she will succeed. Right now, as far as I know, Gallifrey is actively preparing for an advance to the west, into the heart of the Woodwood. Why did you need this portal? Thanks to you, I now remember that in the past I was a court mage for the Lady of Shadow. It's probable that I created this portal to conveniently travel from the abyss to Galorian. How did you get here? He listens intently to the sounds coming from the city. A good question, judging by the demon speech I hear via the abyss. Correct? And I suppose I was brought here by a portal. It was not likely activated by you. The portal must have been charmed specifically to deliver me. It was most likely activated by you. The portal must have been charmed specifically to deliver me here from wherever I may have been. I hope it will send me back the same way. You are unlikely to have charmed it this way. If you had, you wouldn't be surprised by my appearance. That means the spell was cast in the past, in my past. The one I'm looking for, I have to admit, finding this is quite intriguing and perplexing. But this place where we are, it's a tower, isn't it? Yes, I'm right, it's a tower. The sense of recognition is truly astonishing. I definitely used to live here. And if there are no other claimants, I'm ready to become the owner of this tower again. Be my guest anytime. I don't need the damn golem. Okay, I want to do the letter stuff for now because that's gonna be really long. But there's one thing I do want, if you can do it for me. Items. I do not have the items. It doesn't even tell me what the necessary things are. I suspect it's difficult for you to carry out your mission surrounded by enemies. I would like you to help. Unfortunately, I will not be able to bring your allies or reinforcements through this portal. Supplies, however, when I return to Galorian, I will buy some travel necessities. If you need anything, just ring the bell and I will deliver them to you. What do I need for this? Magic Essence 5, 2 bars of cold iron, 2 bars of demon blood, and 3 hides. I have 4 magic essence. Wait. Sever demon heads. A demon head cut from the neck is an unnatural even and probably performed by magic. You have no idea how these horrible remains of... I appreciate that it updated them to be demon heads, but... don't need that shit. Yes, does he? Take a look. He does work as a merchant. He has actually unique items, thank you. Timely assistance. +6 constitution bait. That's actually illegal in Pathfinder rules. Pretty sure. It's where +2 fortitude saving throw and an insight bonus to AC. Here's some amazing stuff. Headband of Charisma grants aware an ability to push all enemies. Chainmail of Spiteful Barbs. +5 chainmail grants aware +5 competence bonus. Whenever the wearer suffers 10 or more HP damage from a single attack, they gain a +2 bonus to AC for 1 round. And then next attack. No, because the heads were coming from Darren. Remember, he's possessed. We did the whole thing in his mansion where he was holding the party. He has like some spirit or whatever in him, and that's the one chopping of the heads. The demon lady, the murder lady was just a murder lady, you know. She just killed people. She doesn't chop off the heads. She's normal. Or was normal. Dragonfall, +4 game against the inside bonus against dragons. That's very specific, thank you very much. Here's some cool stuff. Oh, I need those dinosaurs' bones, by the way. And I take those two, actually, while I'm here. Just take all of the fucking resource stuff. 2 bars of cold iron, 2 vials of demon blood. Blood vial. 5 blood demon blood. 2 bars of cold iron. Heights. That's what it was. So I think I'm just missing the magical essence. I have 3 of these. How many do I need? Yeah, so I'm missing 1 magical essence. Last time I was in this tower, I actually was able to make the rope immediately. But I guess not. Like, I wanted to get to that because it's actually a pretty interesting item. But seemingly I will need 1 more magic essence that I don't have right now. Don't know why I don't have it. He doesn't sell any. I mean, I don't think those can be sold. I think you need to find them in drops. So I guess I would take those while you're here. Well, yeah, I would say this is the end of the stream. I'm gonna look through the items for a minute just because there's some really expensive stuff here. But I'm not gonna do anything at story-wise. Thank you for watching though. Honestly, like, the streams, I always very much enjoy them. So which one? Okay, wait. I've equipped the venerated. This is a different item. I'm looking at the wrong item. Actually, I was looking on the left one. Because I have the same image. Whenever an ally 20-foot area lands a killing blow, this spell of +4 makes the wearer's next spell extended. As well using extended spell feat, it grants the wearer +4 enhancement bonus to wisdom. That is not as good. It's interesting, it's super specific. But yeah. I would have liked the +6, but I already have that. Like, I could see some classes being like, oh, this is amazing, because it's a +4 constitution and +4 wisdom. But you also need to be cast at the same time. Ring of Borvel might, if the wearer of this ring has the ability to cast spells spontaneously, grants them the ability to cast the following spells. Some of those I think are very high level spells, but whatever. The chainmail. Persuasion checks to intimidate. Problem is that's probably not even comparable. Actually, it is 11 to 12, 3 decks, but it only has 2 decks, so yeah, it's okay, but it's not good because chainmail isn't good. Yeah, he had some cool items, but not. The problem often is that the items are just not quite as good as what you already have. This one is a buff to unarmed attacks, but I already have that. But I already have those. You might want this. Yeah, he gets a bit more damage, I think. I presume that works when he's transformed. I don't even know what I was looking for anymore. I was gonna look for something, but yeah, but he doesn't have that. Okay, that's it then. I'm gonna end it here. Good night, everyone.